So it looks like we're gonna start the New Year's with some Xbox news in terms of Game Pass. It looks like we got some more info and we got some announcements to talk about. But before we get on with the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. And don't forget to go there and follow me at Twitter at LordAddictIOP. And you can always follow me on Twitch at Iron Lords Podcast. Without any further ado, let's talk about Game Pass in 2022. Yes, I know. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Ad here, coming at you for another video. I know I've been away for a little bit. I was going through some stuff, man, but I'm getting back to the normal kinds of videos. Now, clearly, there's some stuff that's changing around. I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming over on the Iron Lords Podcast Twitch channel, so definitely go check that out. But, you know, woke up this morning to some kind of crazy news. It looks like Ubisoft Plus is finally coming to the Xbox platform. I don't know if it said it was coming to PlayStation. I didn't really check too much into it, but as of right now, it's coming to the Xbox platform. Now, some of you is like, yo, Addict, what is Ubisoft Plus? Well, Ubisoft Plus is kind of like Game Pass, where Ubisoft games come to it day and date. Now, the crazy thing about what this announcement indicates is it indicates the commitment that Microsoft kind of has towards Game Pass, but doesn't have towards Game Pass. It's kind of weird that Microsoft is very willing to let other subscription services manifest on their own platform. Now, what I mean by that is clearly there are subscription services on Xbox, and it kind of low-key competes with Game Pass, such as EA Access. Well, I don't know if they're called EA Access anymore. It's like EA Play or something like that. And now you're putting Ubisoft Plus or Ubisoft whatever they're trying to. Hopefully, maybe they'll rename it when it comes to the Xbox platform. I don't know. But right now, it's called Ubisoft Plus. Now, if you look at EA Play, which was formerly known as EA Access, it was on the Xbox platform before Game Pass came out. And if you can actually argue that Game Pass kind of directed from the origins of EA Access, that Microsoft saw the potential that of having their own service such as EA Access could have if they made their own, and then they made Game Pass. But what's interesting enough is sooner or later, Microsoft was able to communicate and work out a deal with EA to get EA Play onto Game Pass Ultimate. So the biggest question I would have is, are they going to work something out with Ubisoft to get Ubisoft Plus onto Game Pass? And I think there's a really good chance, because the moment they announced that Ubisoft Plus was coming on to the Xbox platform, they actually said that Rainbow Six Extinction, or I think it's Quarantine, I think they actually call it Extinction now, that game is coming to Game Pass day and day on PC and console. So right there indicates there's something going on. Kind of feels like maybe Ubisoft is kind of, you know, inching their way into that. They want to see exactly what kind of results they could expect to see something like that. Now, I do know that Rainbow Six Siege has been a very successful game for them, but I don't know if Rainbow Six Extinction's going to do the same type of numbers that Rainbow Six Siege did. So maybe that's something that they're looking at, that like, look, let's see what it can do to something such as Rainbow Six Extinction, and then if we're really liking how it's going towards with that platform and that game, because clearly it's going to be as a games as a service, then we can go ahead and start talking about putting the whole thing onto the Game Pass. Now, I do think if Ubisoft Plus comes on Game Pass, it's clearly going to be a Game Pass Ultimate thing, and you're going to have to pay that little extra couple dollars a month to get access to it, just like you need EA Play. But it's kind of crazy if you think about it, because EA Play gives you access to a lot of EA games that's in the vault, and it gives you access to demos for their up and releasing games such as Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 6 or 2042 or whatever is going to be coming out in the future. Now, clearly when it comes to story oriented games, EA has been known to give you a trial base. Usually you get about 8 hours regardless, but if it's a story oriented game, sometimes they will cut that back a little bit. So it is interesting that they're trying to double down and get Ubisoft in the fold too, and I'm really curious to see exactly if Ubisoft goes through with this, because sure, Ubisoft games, they do well. You know, the Assassin's Creed games do well, the Far Cry games do well, but I'm very interested to see how it would do in a subscription model, and maybe they don't want to make their own subscription model. Not every publisher wants to go out there and do a subscription service when they could just partner up with a company like Microsoft. And not to mention that a lot of Ubisoft games is as games as a service type of model, so it makes more sense for those games to be in something like Game Pass, because they're going to get that overall money going out the next couple years of that game being on that service, and not necessarily maybe take a little bit of a hit in terms of sales, because some people will just get it on that service instead of picking up that game for full retail price. So the biggest thing is clearly Microsoft's going to give them as much money as they need to continue to have this in their service, because we can all agree that the more profitable and the more value that Game Pass has, the better value that Xbox in general is going to have. If you can get Ubisoft in on this, and you have Plus in on Game Pass Ultimate, you have EA Play on Game Pass Ultimate, and you have Microsoft's own games on Game Pass Ultimate, that is one hell of a value. And I think, like I've said on this channel multiple times, people value their money more than they value anything else. Sure, a lot of people love exclusives, including myself. A good exclusive will get someone to go out and buy it, but good value and respecting people's wallets will get people to stay around. Sure, you'll still have people playing other platforms for their exclusives, but I think the mentality and the goal here is to have people playing on your platform the most. They want that engagement, they want that constant user base playing into buying DLC, buying other games that's not going to be in a subscription service, and buying microtransactions that they get a piece out of every one of those. But you know, that's pretty much it when it comes to the video. Ubisoft Plus is definitely coming to the Xbox platform. I didn't really see any type of release date or anything like that. It might be up by now, but it's interesting. I'm very curious to see exactly what Microsoft's plans are here going forward, and if Ubisoft Plus itself comes to Game Pass, or maybe this is just a Rainbow Six Extinction thing going on and it's not necessarily the whole slate in the future. And I feel like we'll find that out probably in the next couple weeks to a couple months. But anyway, definitely hit that like button if you guys, like I said, if you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be trying to pull out at least 2 to 3 videos a week. I appreciate everyone for sticking through with me, and until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.